14 candidates contested the Midlands Northwest European constituency covering 15 counties, including Donegal. It took almost 7 days to fill the 4 seats, with independent Luke Ming Flanagan, Fine Gael's Mairead McGuinness, Sinn Féin's Matt Carthy and independent Marion Harkin all heading to the European Parliament.
We need a change of course with Europe. People of all ages came out and voted for me. Some people would try and pigeonhole me as it'll only be young people who'll vote for me, but the reality is right across the strata of society they came out and voted, and I'm amazed by that. I'm chuffed by it. I'm humbled by it. When you're going out canvassing and you're getting a good reaction, you come home and you go, I wonder how that'll translate into votes, and you ask yourself the question, well, will they believe that a man from Roscommon can help someone up in Donegal, and will he continue to show an interest? Well, as it turns out, they do believe that, and now I have a job, and a very important job, and probably one of the most important jobs you can have in the world, and that is to do something for the people of Donegal. And in particular, what I've got to do for the people of Donegal is do something about the situation whereby we have had 201 billion euros worth of fish caught in our waters since 1973, and we only got 17 billion of it. I don't think the French would accept a situation where we went over to their vineyards, we picked their grapes and we made champagne and we sold it back to them. They don't accept that in France because they're proud of their nation and they stand up for themselves. We've got to start thinking the same.
And as the votes of Mairead McGuinness have now exceeded the quota, I deem her to be...
The challenges were that it was 53% of the country, that we had 15 counties. I lost 4 counties of my current constituency. They were good to me. I had to get to know 10 counties, Donegal, Galway, Mayo, I mean you name it, right across the country. This is my first election as a government party. Fine Gael are now a party of government. In the last 2 elections we were in opposition, and I think if you look at the transfers that came from my good friend and colleague Jim Higgins, for which I thank him, and the vote that I got, despite the difficulties for our party and indeed the government in these elections, there is a committed core of people who understand the difficult message of governing after an economic collapse, and we talked to all of them. I know the problems of business, of families, of farming, of people. We talked to them here today. We have a huge amount of work to do, but this gives me a great mandate to continue my work in the European Parliament with my colleagues in government, and I will not be found wanting.
As the votes of Matt Carthy have now exceeded the quota, I deem him to be elected.
I'm very proud, and I'm particularly proud of those Sinn Féin members and activists who have literally left no stone unturned in order to secure not only this seat but hundreds of councillors right across the island who were elected. And as I say, now we have a responsibility to deliver for those communities that have entrusted us with their vote. We need to send Europe the strong message that their austerity agenda that's been too happily implemented by Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael governments hasn't worked. We need a change in direction. We need stimulus packages. We need jobs being created in our communities so that our young people can stay at home here in their own country.
Always proud of Donegal. Tremendous that we have 8 Sinn Féin councillors on Donegal County Council. Dublin, our representation. An MEP here representing County Donegal. And the other significant fact is that the 4 MEPs that have been elected can now truly say that they represent every one of Ireland's 32 counties, and that's the first time that has happened since the general election of 1918, when Sinn Féin then was the largest party in Ireland.
Who would have guessed that there'd be 245 votes between us out of, I don't know, nearly 700,000. So we're having a full recheck, which is reasonable. If I was in Pat the Cope's position, I would be looking for it too. It's uncharted territory, they tell us. They've never had a recheck like this before for a European election. So it's on a learning curve for all of us.
We always knew it was going to be tight. Did you have any idea it was going to be quite this tight?
Not in a million years, and I'm sure Pat the Cope didn't either. It's just incredible. And you know something? They say every vote counts, and I always say votes come in ones, and this is proof of it if you ever need it. If you remember the story of the hanging chads in Florida, there may be a few hanging chads here before we're finished.
It might not have been as good as I would have liked, but by the same token I took 25,000 votes out of my own county, and that was extremely important to me. So it's very obvious that the people of Donegal voted for me irrespective of their politics. from Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, and indeed from other groupings and other individuals who wanted to retain the seat there. So I was happy with my vote out of Donegal.